Did you know that Maine has a river that literally flows the wrong way, north, straight into Canada? Or that off Maine's coast, there's a giant whirlpool so powerful it can pull boats off course, and locals swear it actually screams? How about the fact that Maine's coastline is so twisted and jagged it's 3 times longer than California's, even though the state is a fraction of the size? Well, the Pine Tree State has way more to it than just lighthouses, lobster rolls, and endless forests. So buckle up, because we're about to hit you with 50 of the strangest, wildest facts about Maine that you probably never knew. Fact 50: deepest lake in New England. Want to know where New England keeps its secrets? Try the bottom of Sebago Lake, which plunges 316 feet down, making the deepest lake entirely contained within New England. That's deeper than a 30-story building is tall. The lake sits at such an elevation that its bottom actually dips below sea level, which is wild for a freshwater lake nowhere near the ocean. Glaciers carved this massive basin thousands of years ago, and today it's not just a depth record holder, it also supplies drinking water to about 15% of Maine's population. Fact 49: largest lake wholly within New England. If you're looking for the biggest lake that's 100% in New England, Moosehead Lake is your answer. This 117 square mile giant sprawls across the western mountains and gets called the largest mountain lake in the eastern United States. The name isn't false advertising either. Moose sightings are practically guaranteed if you hang around long enough. The lake is dotted with islands, over 80 of them, surrounded by wilderness and flanked by mountains that make you feel like you've stumbled into the Canadian Rockies. It's so massive that it has its own weather patterns, and locals treat it more like an inland sea than a typical New England pond. Fact 48: the river that flows the wrong way. Most American rivers behave. They flow south or east like they're supposed to. But Maine's St. John River, it's the rebel of the Northeast. This 418-mile waterway starts in Maine, crosses into Canada, then turns around and heads north toward the Bay of Fundy. Like it's leaving America on purpose. It's one of the few major U.S. rivers that flows north, and it helped define the U.S.-Canada border back in the 1800s. Today, the St. John winds through endless spruce forest and wetlands, so remote you can paddle for days without seeing another soul. It's quiet, slow, and completely wild. A river that does things its own way. Fact 47: the whirlpool that screams. At the far eastern tip of Maine, the ocean growls. Meet Old Sow, the largest natural tidal whirlpool in the Western Hemisphere. When the Bay of Fundy's monstrous tides funnel through Passamaquoddy Bay, they collide with underwater ledges to form a spinning, roaring vortex over 250 feet wide. Sailors once swore it squealed like a pig, which is how it got its name. On the worst days, it can drag small boats sideways and send standing waves rolling across the bay. Fact 46: the bridge that lets you stand above the clouds. 420 feet above the Penobscot River sits something you don't expect in the woods of Maine: a glass observatory atop a bridge tower. The Penobscot Narrows Bridge Observatory is the tallest public bridge observatory on Earth. Take an elevator straight into the sky, step into a glass chamber, and look down at forest, river, and horizon stretching endlessly. On a clear day, you can see 40 miles in every direction, all while standing higher than any other public structure in the state. For anyone scared of heights, well, you'll get your money's worth in adrenaline. Fact 45: Cadillac Mountain. For half the year, roughly from October through March, this 1,530-foot summit is the first place in the continental U.S. to see the sunrise. Every morning, hundreds of people climb or drive up in total darkness, waiting for that first flash of light to hit the Atlantic.
Amazon, Dyson, Ninja, Nike, Sephora, TripAdvisor, and even SeatGeek. I know how you can save money at all of these places, and before you even ask me, yes, it is free and it's so easy. You're going to be...
It's both scientific and spiritual, a place where tomorrow literally starts before anywhere else. And with Acadia's islands glowing below, it's no wonder early explorers called it the Watchtower of the Dawn. Fact 44: when the whole state catches fire, in color. In fall, Maine basically explodes. Not with flames, but color. Every mountain and valley lights up in impossible reds, golds, and purples as sugar maples, birches, and oaks turn into a living painting. It's one of the few places where the entire state goes technicolor at once, thanks to wild swings in elevation and latitude. For a few short weeks each October, Route 1 and the Rangeley Lakes Byway look like something out of a fantasy film. Smoke in the air, cool wind, 1,000 shades of fire. Fact 43, the coastline that broke the map. California looks enormous, but somehow tiny Maine has triple the coastline, about 3,500 miles compared to California's 840. It sounds impossible until you zoom in. Every bay, island, and inlet adds to the total, turning a short state border into a maze that could wrap around the continent. Ice Age glaciers sculpted this chaos, carving deep, fjord-like valleys before melting away. What they left behind was coastline gone rogue, an endless fractal of coves, peninsulas, and rocky teeth biting into the Atlantic. It's proof that maps lie. Maine isn't just a coast, it's thousands of coasts stitched together. Fact 42, the almost fjords. Parts of Maine look like someone teleported Norway to New England. From Cape Elizabeth to Rockland, the shoreline dives into deep, narrow inlets. Drowned river valleys carved by Ice Age glaciers and later swallowed by the sea. They're not technically fjords, but close enough that locals don't bother correcting you. Sums Sound on Mount Desert Island is the crown jewel, a 7-mile saltwater canyon slicing through granite cliffs. Cold, blue, and echoing with seabird cries, it feels Arctic, except with lobster boats instead of reindeer. Maine doesn't have real fjords, it just has better ones. Fact 41, scenic inlets. Again, Sums Sound looks so much like a Norwegian fjord that people constantly call it one. Technically, it's not. True fjords require glaciers carving below sea level, but Sums Sound comes close. Glaciers did the carving, scraping out a deep, narrow valley between granite mountains. Today, the sound is cold, deep, and scenic, with steep forested slopes rising on both sides. It's a favorite spot for sailing, kayaking, and just staring in awe. If you want to feel like you're in Scandinavia without leaving New England, this is your spot. Fact 40, island capital. Maine's coast is more archipelago than shoreline. Nearly 2,000 islands, 1,200 of them large enough to support forests or homes, each with their own mood. Some vanish under high tide, others host forests, towns, or lonely lighthouses battling the fog. A few are wild sanctuaries, untouched except by seabirds and seals. Locals joke that if you visited one island a day, it would take you over 5 years to see them all. Each rock, reef, and pine-covered hill is a micro-world shaped by salt, wind, and isolation. It's like someone shattered the coastline and forgot to clean up the pieces. Fact 39, the tide that eats the shore. Thanks to the nearby Bay of Fundy, which has the highest tides on Earth, Maine's tides can swing 12 to 24 feet twice a day. That's the difference between wading in ankle-deep water and swimming over your head, just by waiting 6 hours. In places like Cobscook Bay, the tidal range regularly hits 20-plus feet, exposing huge mudflats at low tide and filling harbors at high tide. Boats that were floating in the morning can be sitting on the seafloor by afternoon. The massive tidal flows create strong currents, whirlpools, and tidal bores in narrow channels. If you're not paying attention, the ocean will absolutely leave you stranded, or floating where you didn't expect.
My name is Percy Jackson.
He is cute. The danger the camp is under is greater than you can possibly imagine.
What about Grover? You know where he is? Save Grover. Save camp. Sorry! Let's go do the impossible.
If you want to earn 60,000 bonus miles and pack for this, even though you'll likely just do a lot of this, then you should probably have a United Explorer card for a free checked bag on United flights and earn your way to 60,000 bonus miles. Hey, that's a lot of miles.
Fact 38, easternmost point. If you want to stand at the easternmost point in the continental United States, head to West Quoddy Head in Lubec, Maine. Yes, it's called West Quoddy, but it's still the farthest east you can get without hopping on a boat. The iconic candy-striped lighthouse marks the spot, sitting on cliffs overlooking the cold waters where the U.S. meets Canada. The nearby town of Eastport claims to be the first U.S. city to see sunrise each day, though Cadillac Mountain sometimes beats it depending on the season. Either way, this corner of Maine feels like the edge of the country. Fact 37. Mount Desert Island. Mount Desert Island is Maine's largest island at 108 square miles, and it's where the mountains meet the ocean head on. Cadillac Mountain towers 1,530 feet above the Atlantic, the tallest peak on the entire East Coast. Granite ridges dive straight into cold surf, forests cling to cliffs, and entire clouds get trapped below your feet. French explorer Samuel de Champlain named it Ile des Monts Désirs, Island of Barren Mountains, after seeing its bare peaks from sea. Today, it's anything but barren. It's home to Acadia National Park, millions of visitors, and some of the most cinematic sunrises in North America. Maine's wild heart beats right here, between mountain and tide. Fact 36, the mountain that ends a 2,200-mile journey. At 5,268 feet, Mount Katahdin is where the Appalachian Trail ends, and where a lot of hikers cry. It's the northern terminus of a 2,200-mile trek from Georgia, a granite blade cutting through the clouds in Baxter State Park. The Penobscot people called it Katahdin, meaning greatest mountain. And when you're standing on its knife-edge ridge with nothing but endless forest below, you get it. Every rock you grab feels like a final exam in endurance. For thru hikers, it's not just a mountain. It's the finish line of months of mud, pain, and self-discovery. For everyone else, it's the most humbling summit in the East. Fact 35. The lake so big it has its own mountains. We already mentioned Moosehead's size, but did you know it's practically its own ecosystem? At 116 square miles, it's the biggest mountain lake east of the Mississippi.
Do you have ever anything positive to add to fucking anything Majestic Madness, or do you just want people to fucking feel sorry for you? I don't see you contributing a fucking thing. You don't love me. You rape and fuck my children for $1. Because you sure as fuck ain't paying me. You don't do anything to fucking help me. Cause problems, give me a headache, sure. Anybody can do that. How come you avoid the rape of my son and the kidnapping of my son, and you want me to fucking feel sorry for you? You don't goddamn know me. What gives you the right to fucking say anything about me? You just assumed you had that fucking right and you could just run your mouth and say whatever you fucking want without my consent or goddamn blessing, right? Fucking whores. Holy shit.
By pine forest and peaks that mirror perfectly on its glassy surface. Summer brings salmon fishing in quiet coves. Winter freezes it solid into a playground of snowmobiles and ice shanties. From above, it looks like a sapphire dropped in the wilderness. Remote, enormous, and alive with wildlife. Moose still wander its shores like they own the place. And honestly, they kind of do. It's a small, self-contained country of water, forest, and sky. Fact 34, the state that's basically made of water. Maine is damn near one big puddle. With over 6,000 lakes and 5,100 rivers, it's a state that's basically more liquid than land. Glaciers carved it all, gouging valleys.
You're not my fucking type. I could give a fuck less what you think, what you feel, what you care. That's all you. Right? Isn't it amazing? You made my feed about you. Right? Married whores. No loyalty to their man. Right? Need my attention. You don't get any from your husband. What the fuck? You sure as hell did. Yeah. This is about Maine. This is not about Majestic Madness or her fucking shitty fucking marriage. Do you think I care if you'll ever know me? I don't care. You're not my fucking type. What the fuck makes you think I would give a shit about you and your mouth? Oh.
Streams and leaving behind thousands of glittering basins. About 2,500 of them are big enough to have names. The rest are hidden gems tucked in forests and mountaintops. You can canoe a different lake every weekend for the rest of your life and still miss a few hundred. Water defines everything here, from the way light hits the trees to the rhythm of daily life. Maine isn't near the water, it is the water.
One bold Korean barbecue flavored bite of buckwild, and I no longer fear the bear.
Fact 33. The boulder that shouldn't still be there. High above Acadia National Park, a 100-ton boulder teeters on a cliff like it's seconds from falling. Except it's been doing that for over 10,000 years. Locals call it bubble rock, and geologists call it a glacial erratic. A rock that hitchhiked 30 miles on an Ice Age glacier before being dropped on the edge of South Bubble Mountain. The rock itself is white Lucerne granite, totally different from the pink Cadillac Mountain granite beneath it. Proof it's wildly out of place. Somehow, when the glacier melted, this house-sized boulder landed perfectly balanced on a ledge and never rolled off. It's been defying gravity ever since. Fact 32. Glacier terrain. Northwestern Maine is some of the most rugged terrain in North America. Glaciers left behind a maze of peaks, kettle lakes, and valleys so wild that paved roads simply gave up. This is the infamous 100-mile wilderness, the roughest section of the Appalachian Trail, where hikers disappear into a world of moss, granite, and black flies the size of quarters. The mountains don't look tall on paper, but every climb feels vertical, and cell service is just a rumor. It's raw, ancient terrain, carved by ice, reclaimed by forest, and protected by sheer inaccessibility. For most of Maine, the wilderness is nearby. Here, it's everything. Fact 31. Woodland state. Over 80% of Maine is covered in forest, the highest percentage of any state in New England. That's about 17.7 million acres of trees, ranging from coastal spruce forests to northern hardwoods to boreal fir stands near the Canadian border. The Pine Tree State nickname isn't just branding. Eastern white pines really do dominate parts of the land, growing over 150 feet tall. But Maine's forests are diverse, supporting everything from paper birch to sugar maples to balsam fir. This massive woodland makes Maine feel empty in the best way possible. Drive for an hour, and you'll see more trees than people. Fact 30. Big Reed Forest. Tucked away in far northern Maine is the Big Reed Forest Preserve, a 5,000-acre tract of old-growth forest that's never been logged. The largest virgin forest east of the Mississippi River. These are trees that were standing when European settlers arrived, some over 300 years old. The forest includes towering white pines, ancient red spruce, and cedar swamps, all untouched by saws. Walking through it feels like stepping back in time. Massive trunks, thick moss, fallen giants slowly rotting into the soil. It's a rare glimpse of what the eastern U.S. looked like before industrial logging, and it's jaw-dropping. Fact 29. The lake that's deeper than the ocean. Sort of. Here's a brain twister. The bottom of Sebago Lake sits below sea level, even though the lake itself is completely inland. It's 316 feet deep, and the surface lies 270 feet above the ocean, which means the lake floor is technically about 46 feet under it. That's like swimming above an invisible ocean trench. Glaciers carved out the basin during the last ice age, scraping it deeper than nature probably intended, then melting to fill it. Today, it's the second largest lake in Maine, and Portland's drinking water. So yeah, when locals say the ocean's in our blood, they're not exactly wrong. Fact 28. America's hidden gem factory. If you think of Maine as just lobster and lighthouses, try again. It's also home to some of the most valuable gemstones on Earth. Western Maine's ancient granite veins produce world-class tourmaline in every color, from neon pink to ocean green to striped watermelon. Mount Mica and Dunton Quarry still attract collectors who literally dig treasure out of the dirt, stones worth tens of thousands. These gems formed hundreds of millions of years ago as magma cooled underground, locking minerals into crystal perfection. It's luxury, straight from the bedrock. The kind of natural bling that reminds you geology has better taste than any jeweler. Fact 27. Desert of Maine. Near Freeport, Maine, land of pine trees and seafood, you'll stumble on something that looks impossible. A 40-acre desert. Waves of pale sand roll through a forest like the world glitched mid-render. But this isn't a real desert, it's a man-made mistake. A century ago, overfarming stripped away fertile soil, exposing glacial silt beneath. Wind did the rest, sculpting dunes that still shift today. Locals eventually turned the wasteland into a roadside curiosity called the Desert of Maine. Walk it and you'll find moss creeping back, nature reclaiming what bad farming erased. It's part cautionary tale, part natural illusion. Proof that Maine can make even a disaster photogenic. Fact 26, State Stretch. Aroostook County in northern Maine is absolutely massive. 6,672 square miles, which makes it around the same size, if not larger, than Connecticut and Rhode Island combined. It's the largest county east of the Mississippi River, and a lot of it's empty wilderness, potato farms, and logging operations. The population density is sparse, about 7 people per square mile, and towns are spread far apart. The county shares a long border with Canada, and some residents are bilingual due to the French-speaking communities nearby. Aroostook is its own world, remote, rural, and ridiculously big. You could fit several small European countries inside it and still have room left over. Fact 25, State Parks. Maine has roughly 436,000 acres set aside in state and national parks, including places like Baxter State Park and Acadia National Park. One standout is the 92-mile Appalachian Wilderness Waterway, a protected canoe route through the forest, one of the few designated wilderness waterways in the U.S. You could paddle for days without seeing a road, passing through lakes, rivers, and streams surrounded by spruce and fir. It's the kind of trip that requires planning, permits, and a love of being alone.
Yeah, I know. Videos like this really expose global warming, overpopulation. There's no people. There's no people. No, none of you meant to hurt my fucking son, but you raped him and you fucking murdered him. And hey, y'all thought you were better father figures, right? It's amazing. Y'all feel like you have fucking rights to dictate terms to other people's life feeds. Isn't that amazing? I have to stop the feed just for you. Happy Thanksgiving? More like happy genocide and mass murder. Nerd. You should call it Happy Eugenics Day, right? Imagine celebrating mass murder and thinking that's Christian. Fucking twisted. It's amazing. Right? We're doing a traveler's video here, so people can see some interesting things from Maine. And apparently it's a Jewish hack, and I'm supposed to worry about Majestic Madness and her family and her children. When the fuck did she pay me to do that? Never? Oh, she just expects a slave nigger. You like free labor? Government loves free labor. Government loves child labor. Government loves slave labor. Manual labor is not free unless you're a fucking slave.
Maine takes its wild places seriously, and these protected areas ensure future generations can experience the state's raw beauty. Fact 24, Penobscot Narrows Bridge. Spanning the Penobscot River is a piece of modern art disguised as infrastructure. The Penobscot Narrows Bridge. 2 white towers rise 420 feet, one hiding the highest public bridge observatory on Earth. Completed in 2006, it replaced a failing 1930s bridge and was engineered to shrug off earthquakes and hurricane-force winds. Take the elevator up and you're standing in the clouds. Forests, marshes, and river bends stretching to the horizon. It's beautiful, a little terrifying, and somehow quintessentially Maine. Rugged, practical, and breathtaking all at once.
Isn't that fucking funny? Who birthed the children? Not you. Who seeded the children? Not you. I've already gave the biology behind that one, Majestic Madness. I said the father's semen causes a chemical reaction within the woman, and the farmer's fucking man's seed eats the woman's egg from the inside out, and there is no mama's DNA, it's the father's DNA. Isn't that fucking funny how women think birthing babies makes them their fucking property when the fucking children carry the father's DNA, not the goddamn mother's? And dumb whores like you ignored me when I said it. And your fucking mouth kind of pisses me off. How about that? Isn't it weird how anything to do with a man gets avoided? Ain't it? Ignored. I feel sorry for the female. Feel sorry for the female. Feel sorry for the female. Men are supposed to what? Die silently for ignorant, disrespectful fucking females? Is that it?
If you live in a Maine zip code and have 0 DUIs in the last 5 years, listen carefully. I was an insurance agent for 30 years, and what I'm about to tell you could save you up to 80% on your auto insurance.
Fact 23, cold snap. In January 2009, Maine hit its all-time record low, negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit at Big Black River in the northern wilderness. That's cold enough to freeze your breath mid-exhale and make your car refuse to start. For context, Maine's all-time high is 105 degrees Fahrenheit, recorded in 1911, giving the state a temperature range of 155 degrees. Northern Maine winters are no joke. Weeks of sub-zero temps, wind chills that drop even lower, and snow that doesn't melt until April. If you think New England winters are rough, try living in Aroostook County for a January. It's basically southern Canada without the apologies or the healthcare. Fact 22, snow champion. With the cold comes some serious snow. Northern Maine and high elevation areas regularly see over 100 inches of snow each winter, some of the heaviest snowfall in the eastern United States. Places like the Rangeley Lakes region and the mountains around Baxter State Park get buried under feet of powder. Lake effect snow from the Great Lakes occasionally adds to the totals, and nor'easters dump even more. By February, snowbanks can be taller than cars, and plowing becomes a full-time job. But Mainers take it in stride. Snowmobiling, skiing, and ice fishing are winter institutions. If you can't beat the snow, you might as well embrace it with a sled. Fact 21, rain record. In October 1996, a powerful storm dumped 13.3 inches of rain on Portland's airport in just 24 hours. Maine's all-time rainfall record. That's more than a foot of rain in a single day, turning streets into rivers and overwhelming storm drains. The storm caused widespread flooding, washed out roads, and reminded everyone that Maine weather doesn't just do extremes in winter. Coastal storms, nor'easters, and remnants of hurricanes can bring torrential rain. And when they stall over the state, the results are intense. Fact 20, the hurricane that snowed. Maine might be far north, but hurricanes still hit it. Hurricane Bob in 1991 brought damaging winds and storm surge to the coast. And in 1963, Hurricane Guinea produced Maine's highest recorded wind gust, 100 miles per hour near Rockland. That storm was bizarre. It brought snow, rain, and hurricane-force winds simultaneously. Like Mother Nature couldn't decide what disaster to throw. More recently, remnants of tropical systems have caused flooding and wind damage. Maine's hurricanes aren't as intense as those that hit Florida, but they're still serious events that can knock out power, topple trees, and reshape coastlines. Don't underestimate northern storms. Fact 19, lighthouse state. Why does Maine have so many lighthouses? Because its coast will absolutely wreck your ship if you're not careful. The state has 65 historic lighthouses scattered along its rocky, treacherous shoreline, earning it the nickname Lighthouse State. Portland Head Light, commissioned by George Washington back in 1791, ranks among America's oldest and most photographed. These beacons guided vessels through dangerous waters, warned captains about hidden shoals, and pointed the way to safe harbors. Most are automated or retired now, but they're still powerful symbols of Maine's seafaring past. Lighthouse tours draw crowds year-round, and each tower tells its own story through unique architecture and outrageous coastal views.
Amazing, right? Fat people will help. Isn't that amazing? And then the whole, I don't speak English good. Oh, so you get to say whatever you want, and I'm supposed to just allow for you to run your fucking mouth and disrespect my home, my children, and put up with your shit fucking attitude. I should be grateful for your goddamn presence, so you're out of your mind. Baby mother's in the other room. She's one of the few people that actually does listen to me. It's amazing. The community had assumptions and feelings and concerns that bypass my constitutional rights. It's amazing. Their feelings, their opinions elevated past my constitutional rights. Their feelings and concerns gave them just cause to steal our son, bypassing my rights, her rights, and my child's rights. That means they fucked 3 people out of their rights. Entire family. Then you got Majestic Madness that wants to make this about her. Isn't that amazing? It's all about the Karens and the fucking Sharons, the narcissistic cunts that need everybody to feel sorry for them. Woe is me. Feel sorry for me. No, that's you. That's you. You're on my floor causing distractions, creating turmoil, trying to distract from the situation. Can't acknowledge when you're fucking up. Can't deny it. Can't even face factual information. No, I don't like you. See, that's the amazing part. I would set you on fire. Burn you. This is a burn notice. That's what spies get when they're fucking busted. You've been burned. You've been outed. Up next is a burial service. Bury your ass in shit that fuck make you dig your own grave. Yes, you're gay. Yes, you're fake, Majestic Madness. And yes, your game is over. See, I get to use your words against you. Where is my money? I'm not at your house. You're at my house. You're on my floor, being served by me. So, bitch, you owe me money. You got fucking twisted. That must be because of your indoctrination. Public education's failed the children for generations, but hey, nobody wants to talk about it. Yeah, it's bad news, right? Ain't it amazing, Chuck? There's no such thing as a good Jew. They rape, they fuck, they murder, they lie, they cheat, they steal. Let's not talk about it, though. That's the nature of being a Jew, right? Lying, cheating, stealing, murdering, raping, fucking children. Keep changing the subject matter. Like it's going to change things. Okay, next. Yeah, next. A troll that actually can't affirm or deny anything, avoids everything, and tries to change the subject matter at every corner. Next. You're trolling? Doing a terrible job.
Resilient, useful, and rooted in everything that makes Maine, Maine. When your forests are your
Teach you how to win? Why? Why would I do that? No fucking money in it. Right, Chuck? She wants me to teach her how to win. Doesn't want to pay me, though. Where's the fucking incentive? What incentive? Her mouth? Fuck, I'd love to gag that shit. Put a muzzle in it. I don't want to listen to it. Teach her what? Losing is winning and winning is really losing? That's beyond you. It would take you years to get it. There is no fucking winning, you stupid whore. Now you owe me money. Because you got to go prove me wrong. You can't. You won't bother. You just cry.
lifeblood, petals just don't cut it. Fact 10, where the mountains touch the ocean. In most places, mountains and sea live miles apart. In Maine, they literally meet. The Camden Hills and peaks of Mount Desert Island rise straight from tidewater, low in height, but massive in drama. Mount Batty overlooks Penobscot Bay, offering one of the most cinematic views on the East Coast. Granite summits above crashing surf, dotted with islands and sails. It's the kind of view that makes you forget where land ends and ocean begins. A postcard written in stone and salt. Fact 9, the forest that works overtime. Remember that 80% forest coverage we mentioned? Well, Maine's woodlands aren't just dense. They're a working backdrop that's been harvested for centuries and still thrives. The state is the most forested in the nation by percentage. But unlike untouched wilderness, most of it is actively managed for timber, paper production, and sustainable forestry. Companies own huge tracts. Some logging companies control millions of acres, yet the forest keeps regenerating. This working woodland supports a massive industry. Maine produces more toothpicks than any other state, and its paper mills have been economic engines for generations. The forests also create a patchwork of habitats, from dense spruce fir stands that shelter Canada lynx to mixed hardwood groves where black bears forage. It's proof that forests can be both productive and wild at the same time. Fact 8, the ocean forest under the waves. Stretching 36,000 square miles off the coast, the Gulf of Maine is a cold water powerhouse, home to over 3,000 species from microscopic plants.
Yeah, come on over, Andrew. I'm right here.
Marine ecosystems on Earth, sustained by deep basins and roaring tides that churn up nutrients like a natural engine. Lobster, cod, puffins, they all owe their lives to this invisible circulation. But here's the twist. It's also one of the fastest warming bodies of water on the planet. The same Gulf that built Maine's fishing towns is now testing their future. Beautiful, bountiful, and breaking under pressure. The Gulf of Maine is paradise on the clock. Fact 7. 2 only titles. Say every U.S. state out loud. Texas, Ohio, California. You'll notice something. Only one of them ends in a single beat. Maine. It's the only one-syllable state in America. Simple, blunt, no frills, just like the place itself. And while we're at it, Maine also borders only one other state, New Hampshire. Every other boundary belongs to Canada or the Atlantic. One syllable, one neighbor, infinite coastline. Leave it to Maine to turn isolation into identity. Fact 6, international exclave. The Roosevelt International Bridge connects Lubec, Maine to Campobello Island, New Brunswick. and it's the only land route to the island. This makes Campobello functionally a Canadian exclave.
Well, you know what? Some of us like the cold because it keeps cunts out of here. The pussies stay south. We don't want you here. Don't you get it? Chuck, we don't want them here. They can stay in Florida. However, we got a terrible governor here. Terrible governor. Terrible. It seems that John Mills favors fair men in women's sports, and I'm wondering why women want to see their sons wearing dresses and fucking women. The only thing they could do is blame me for my attitude. Goddamn amazing, right? No, you don't love me. No, you don't. You're a liar. Oh, but when I said something about it, it's sexist and it's fucking racist, right? Explain to me why these alpha females want to see their sons wearing pink slips or dresses, huh? You don't think there's something wrong with it? Maybe it's because of the welfare system encouraging families to split up, right? Because mothers are incentivized to marry the government for welfare benefits, right? Explain to me how women only give a fuck about women. And they expect and demand that fucking men serve them like service animals, like fucking dogs. Holy shit.
You have to pass through the US to reach it by car from the rest of Canada. The island is famous for being Franklin D. Roosevelt's summer retreat. His cottage is now a historic site managed jointly by the US and Canada. The quirky geography creates an odd situation. Canadians living on Campobello often shop in Maine, and Americans visit Canada without really leaving their neighborhood. It's a charming border oddity that nobody bothered to fix.
The police don't want you to know this, but the reason we always ask for your insurance.
Fact 5. River restoration. Here's one for the nature lovers. In 2012 to 2013, Maine celebrated a massive environmental win. 2 dams on the Penobscot River were removed and a third bypassed, reopening over 1,000 miles of historic habitat for salmon, alewives, and other fish. It was one of the largest river restoration projects in U.S. history. Within years, fish populations began recovering, and species that hadn't been seen in decades started returning. The project balanced environmental goals with hydropower needs, proving that restoration doesn't have to mean shutting everything down. The Penobscot is now a healthier, more vibrant river, and it's a model for restoration efforts nationwide. Sometimes you really can bring nature back. Fact 4. Blue gold. It's easy to get your 5 a day in Maine. The state produces roughly 99%.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? Your dumb whore ass is fucking kidding me right now, right? Are you failing maybe? Question mark. Let's see. No, my mother abandoned her children at 4, 3, and 2. My mother vamonos. My mother fucking failed her children. Oh, let's not talk about it, right? And then let's talk about the public education. Who's holding it? Fathers or mothers? 80% of the teachers are fucking females. 20% are homosexual males. It's amazing. But you girls love your shopping buddies, right? It's sexist and racist to have a fucking beard, right? Sexist and fucking racist to say something oppositionally defiant, right? Because you like your fucking men obedient, right? That's how you train them to be, right? Obedient.
of the nation's wild low-bush blueberries, thanks to its acidic
God,
soil, cool
silent.
climate, and huge blueberry barrens, fields of low-growing bushes that turn red in fall. Wild blueberries are smaller and more flavorful than cultivated high-bush berries, and they're harvested by raking or mechanical harvesters. The industry is a big deal in Maine, supporting thousands of jobs and generating millions in revenue. If you've ever eaten wild blueberries in pancakes, muffins, or jam, there's a very good chance they came from Maine. It's blue gold, and the state has basically cornered the market. Very impressive. Fact 3, Northern City. Caribou, Maine, in Aroostook County, is the northernmost city in the continental United States. It sits at roughly the same latitude as southern Quebec, and winters here are long, cold, and snowy. The town was a major Air Force base during the Cold War, and its location made it strategically important for monitoring Soviet activity. Today, Caribou is quieter, but it retains its northern character: snowmobiling, ice fishing, and a tight-knit community that knows how to handle brutal winters. If you want to experience the continental US at its northernmost point, this is the place. Pack layers. Lots of layers. Fact 2, Eastern Island Chain. The islands of coastal Maine, especially those in Penobscot Bay, are famous for intense tides and misty, fog-shrouded weather. Many islands are wrapped in fog much of the year, creating an eerie, mystical atmosphere that feels like something out of a Gothic novel. The fog forms when warm, moist air moves over the cold waters of the Gulf of Maine, condensing into thick blankets that can last for days. These islands support unique subarctic flora, plants more common in northern Canada, because the cold ocean moderates temperatures. The combination of fog, rocky shores, and crashing waves makes Maine's islands feel wild, timeless, and just a little bit haunted. Fact 1, last US-Canada land dispute. Here's something you don't expect. The US and Canada are still arguing over a 20-acre chunk of rock off Maine's coast. Machias Seal Island is home to thousands of seabirds, including adorable Atlantic puffins, and both countries claim it. Canada maintains a lighthouse there and considers it theirs. The US says, not so fast. It's the last unresolved land dispute between the two nations, and while it sounds trivial, it actually affects fishing rights in the surrounding waters. Bird watchers don't care about the politics. They just want to see some puffins. But technically, when you visit, you're stepping
Hey, Chuck.
Hey there, Matt.
You tell him, man. Oh, shit. You tell him.
Yeah, she for the kids, or she'd listen, shut her mouth.
Unreal. Why do you think men are just done? It's because of women like that. They want to talk over you, control you, walk you, step on you, think you're a service animal.
Yeah, she says she's for the kids. She's making this about her.
Oh, yeah. No, you're the problem. Ain't that amazing? Yeah, you are. Argumentative, controlling. You want to walk your men? Think you're some sort of dog walker? I'm a service animal, right?
With a mouth like that, her kids are going to grow up homosexuals.
Oh, shit. You're the reason why your son's going to grow up in dresses. Holy fuck. I feel sorry for your sons. Right? After all, it's women that have failed men in women's sports. Women think that's a great idea. So their sons can fucking feel feminine. Right? I think we can do a little better, you guys. This is called In the Pines. It's a song that's on YouTube. It's been seen by 7,000 people. Comments: Maine, where dreams go to die. Damn the trees, damn the trees. I had to watch this several times, but yes, this is the Pines in Bangor, Maine. This is real footage.
Damn shame.
Finally, a realistic video about Bangor, Maine. The Pines are a wooded area near the Hammond Street interchange on I-95. That's where the homeless camp out during the warmer months. It's no surprise to find the place littered with garbage and what remains of their drug habits. It's no surprise they end up stealing what remained here. It's Democratic policies that allowed for fentanyl, methamphetamines, and Suboxone, methadone clinics. All Democrats. Maine, after all, is a Democratic stronghold. And Democrats don't like taking responsibility for their actions or their fucking policies. They like blaming Republicans. And I find that most Democrats are socialists, you know, part of the women's liberation movement, right? Bunch of strong alpha females that think they're males. And then the Democratic males are what? Metrosexuals and homosexuals. I'm pretty sure that heterosexual men, for the most part, don't even vote. What do you think about that? They don't vote because they don't believe. And I've said for a while now that there's no reason why Maine's this broke. There's no reason, Chuck, why Maine is the poorest state in the country. It's mismanaged, deliberately mismanaged. And hey, the state police, their hands are tied. We can't do anything about the Chinese Communist Party coming in here and buying dilapidated buildings, renovating them for cannabis grow ops, popping up dispensary shops with cheap cannabis laced with MDMA, heroin, fentanyl, whatever, dirty weed. And that dirty weed goes to dispensaries, underground grow ops, gets into the dispensaries magically. And of course, it gets mined out of the country or state. Why wouldn't it go to Canada or Ohio? That dirty weed's like $50 a zipper. You know, and you got slave labor producing it and they're undercutting the local economy. That's bad for the locals.
Exactly. Yep.
And so the only way it's going to change is if the fucking feds come in here and fire the governor and, you know, get rid of the dirty police. Okay, then. And it took me a while to understand why Governor Mills was in favor of these failed men and women's sports policies and transgender shower rooms, etc. It's because her sister-in-law or brother-in-law, one of them, I can't remember, but either way, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that her family has a clinic for performing sex changes. So these policies allow for their family to make a lot of money. That's called despotism or nepotism, right? Favoring your fucking family members. Or cronyism. There you go. That's a better word. Cronyism. Doing a cronyism and capitalism, nobody can afford the fucking cost of living without welfare benefits. It's amazing. Even military men that are supporting and defending a country or their family, they're on welfare benefits. They get food stamps. They should be proud of themselves. They get welfare. Goddamn government doesn't even pay you cost of living. No, that's why you get free housing and food stamps. This was 100 years ago. My grandparents would be rolling, livid. Somebody would be hung. Right? Livid. To see this beautiful state turn into what it is now. Fucking furious.
Goddamn cesspool.
Yeah. Where's your fisheries? Where's your canneries? Where's your paper mill industry? Everything's gone, right? It's gone. It's all gone. As a result of deindustrialization and exporting. Shipped out your jobs and shipped in slave labor. Great idea. You ship the jobs out of the country and you import cheap labor. Who's fucking hiring who? And if nobody can afford the cost of living, then nobody can afford to work. That's fucking amazing. Right? And all the free rent. Remember what I said about free housing, Chucky Chuck? This is all Democratic policies. The public housing, Section 8, the wraparound loans, RAP, all that crap. What did it do to the cost of rent? It drove it up. Why? Because the real estate value got overvalued because all the rentals were rented. That's how real estate works. Oh my God, everybody wants to live here. That's why every fucking building is rented out and occupied. Huh? See what I'm saying? By getting rid of those benefits, it causes the real estate market to burst. The people living in those areas will no longer be able to afford to live there. So they artificially stimulated the real estate market, made it more valuable through artificial stimulation and stimulus. And by taking those things away, it's going to cause the real estate market to crash. Which is why you're seeing the mess in New York City right now. Have you been watching it?
Yep.
To me, it's fucking wild. Everybody wants things for free. But no one wants to pay for those free things. Right? Free education, free phones, free food, free. Buy now, get one free. Buy these 3 magazines and get the 4th one free. Sounds great, doesn't it? It turns out free is bad for you. Educated freely in a lie, right? Yeah, they give you a free education. A free education and misinformation and disinformation, false beliefs, false ideas, bad ideas that sound good. A free education, free home loans, or free money. Huh? Who's paying for all this free stuff? Oh, that's sexist and racist to be asking that. The whole idea is nobody pays for it. It's put off for the next day. The children, the future pays for it. Until there isn't one.
Exactly.
Amazing. We're still observing the side effects of vaccination. It's a 10-year project. Started in 2020. So we're halfway through the experiment. The vaccinated have a 10-year shelf life, 10. That's what happens to be what you are when you've done something for 10 years or longer. You have tenure. Oh yeah, it's totally fucking wild up here, man. Place too pretty to want to go anywhere else. Why the hell would I want to go to Texas? Right? No, no, thank you. The snow keeps people out of here, you know? People come to Maine for a challenge. They don't come here for a simple life. They come here for the seasonal challenge. That's part of it.
Makes for strong families. Challenge.
No, Majestic Madness, you are very fucking weak. Your words are weak. Your attitude is shit. Your fucking excuses are goddamn weak. You don't have any sons, so you think that fucking my opinion is less valid than yours because you don't have any fucking sons. However, you do not fucking face factual information. Statistically speaking, 80% of fucking teachers are goddamn females. Oh, no, not males. They're females. That's all you do while this fucking lie. Surprise, surprise, but at least you goddamn confessed it, right? You lie. That's what women do. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they manipulate, and kill people for a profit. Hey, they were just doing their job. Amazing. How many females injected fucking patients with COVID-19 vaccinations? How many women knew that the vaccinations would make their patients sick before they stuck them with the fucking shit? Who's the sick fuck? You. Oh, fucking A. Isn't that amazing? She confessed. It's wild. You don't help at all. All you do is lie. But at least you confessed it. Oh, so that's the behavior you're going to condition your sons with. It's best to lie. Better to lie than to tell the truth, right, mommy? Got her, Chuck. Got her. You don't have any fucking morals. You don't have any ethics either. Apparently, you don't listen to Jesus very well because Jesus said, "Do unto thyself as you do to others. What you do to yourself will others will do to you. And if all you're doing is lying to people and manipulating them for a profit, how Christian of you." That's actually the exact opposite of what Jesus said, right? Hey, who's in? Who gets credit for my education? No one. Where's the fucking fact checkers? Nowhere to be seen, right? They can't affirm or deny factual fucking information due to their lack of fucking morals, ethics, and goddamn principles. They don't have any. Like you. Those things aren't taught in school. And truth was omitted from the classroom and never got taught. Holy fucking shit. Let's talk about that one. Oh, your stepsons are grown with children and you taught them how to lie for a living. Good job, mama. Isn't that amazing? Morals and ethics of females is mind-boggling. Factual information doesn't get mass distribution or sponsorship. So again, Chuck, there's no reason why Maine is the poorest state in the country. It's simply a result of feminism and women's lib and democracy. It's a complete failed project that no one wants to admit to. You can thank Margaret Thatcher and Hillary fucking Clinton. What's going to happen when the majority of people realize that those fuckers are pedophiles and child rapists? No wonder why they sponsored Planned Parenthood. It's an undercover child trafficking operation. Holy shit. $50,000 for a placenta. Whose idea was that? Man's or woman's? Hillary Clinton's? Margaret Thatcher's? Janet Mills. You like eating placenta? Hey, mommy and daddy, who owns the placenta to your babies? Planned Parenthood? The hospitals? Or you? No, watch out! Did you even know there was a third contender? Sneaky little fuckers, aren't they? Right? Who owns the placenta to your baby? What a great question, huh? Does the church and state get to make a voodoo cushion out of you through the umbilical cord, the placenta, and the footprint on paper? The three parts to the one whole for your straw man. That sounds like black magic. Sounds like voodoo. Sounds like some really fucking old voodoo. Sounds like some ancient ass blood magic, huh? And it's been happening for hundreds of years. Pretty goddamn disturbing, right? So the doctor's hidden agenda is to tour the doc. Doc tours tour doc. That's what they do. And they're there to salvage the souls coming into the harbor. Because the hospital is the harbor. So they salvage these souls as they come into the harbor and create soul contracts and put those infants under contract law without their consent. So that sounds to me like they're stealing souls, stealing them. Whoa, that's a crime. That's a hell of a crime. We should put doctors in prison for stealing souls. These soul snatchers. Let's put them in prison. Or better yet, let's fucking kill them. And the nurses that aided in the stealing of souls of children. It's amazing. No, they don't know nothing about it. But now we're at a point where there's so much information out there and the evidence of these things is so in front of your face. Denying it makes you sound kind of fucking stupid. Did they steal your placenta? Yes or no? See, that's the funny part with narcissists. You can't get a yes or no answer out of them. Right, Majestic Madness? Can't get a yes or no answer out of you. Chuck, did they steal your placenta?
Yes, they did.
Where's your fucking placenta? Is it in your possession? Do you know where it is? Come on, man. Where's your umbilical cord? You think they just threw that shit in the trash? Right? You see what I mean? Isn't that amazing? So, yep, they stole your placenta. And, yep, they stole your umbilical cord. Fucking placentas sell for $50,000 for females trying to understand it. Amazing. You should call Big Pharma and ask them how much a fucking placenta's worth. Then you'll understand it. Right? And then ask yourself, what's the connection between Margaret Thatcher, Hillary Clinton, and Planned Parenthood? Trafficking in placenta? Trafficking in aborted fetus? We made it socially acceptable to abort children, murder them. And it was the women that did that. It wasn't the men that did that. What the fuck do you think your goddamn Botox injections are made out of? Huh? Fat from a baby's dick. Collagen. That's why Jewish rabbis suck on baby dick for collagen. And I'm sure those baby boys were down for Jewish rabbis sucking on their cock, right? Like they vocalized permission to do this. Yes, you can suck my pee-pee. Yes, you can do this to me. Yep. Bullshit. Consent was stolen from day one. Isn't that amazing? What do you mean? I've showed you for years. Do I have to show you every day? No. It's not my job. Unreal, ain't it, Chop?
Yes, it is.
Unreal, the Jews can't deal with the customs and rituals of their own Jewish religion. Sucking on baby dick. Sounds pretty gay to me.
Need wiped out.
Did your son get circumcised? See, what usually happens is they take the baby in a private room and circumcise the baby without you being there. And that's when the Jewish rabbi comes in. Let's not talk about that, right? Let's not talk about how the majority of people are under contract law.
Probably eat on them.
If you're under contract law, then you're under trust law. The education system conditions to trust other than yourself. It's amazing. Well, I don't go to doctors for prescription medications. I'm a medicine man, so typically that means I'm going to generate or create my own medicine. And if you don't pay, you do leech. You contribute nothing. It's ridiculous. Right, Chuck? Think about it. The amount of shit that I have exposed, I should have at least got a goddamn trophy. But I didn't even get a fucking slice of bread. And they want mercy from me? They don't have mercy in them. Todd Church don't have no mercy. You think he gonna feel fucking sorry for anyone besides himself? I don't have to make up anything about you, Majestic Madness. You already said you're a fucking liar. You trained your sons to be fucking liars. So that shows you how much respect for strangers you have. None. And I've said for 25 years, it's family that'll fuck you over first. So all you do is lie. I'm bored with you. Move on. Go somewhere else. I don't want to listen to you. Who cares? You don't. You thought you were going to get empathy from me? I was going to feel sorry for you? I'm supposed to cater to you and be a fucking service animal? Isn't that amazing, Chuck? I got it figured out.
Yeah, she's poisoning the sons, and her daughters will attract fucking gay males that will have daughters that won't even reproduce.
How come women can't take accountability for their mouths? It's amazing. It's always somebody else's fault. It's amazing, right? I find it to be amazing that women support trans rights. I think it's amazing that you think you still have rights when you're a subspecies. Transhumans are not humans. They're transhumans. Therefore, they're a lesser species. They're a subspecies and a lesser race. And that's because of democratic parties, pharmaceutical industry. Hey, both sides of the aisle got bought off by Big Pharma. Coming to harm your babies, mama. You thought Trump was going to prevent vaccination from happening? No. Pfizer, Moderna, and Merck are coming to America. Open the door for AI to be centralized in America. Get your vaccines. Free donuts and free vaccines, huh?
Sounds good.
By the way, the vaccines aren't free. The pharmaceutical industry gets prepaid up front in advance. With your tax dollars. Watch this majestic madness. Isn't it amazing? Stay away from your children. You shouldn't even have children. You should never have been able to reproduce. This is why I'm thankful for EBT getting shut off and the SNAP benefits going bye-bye, and taxpayers won't have to pay for illegal housing for immigrants. You know, all the freebies going bye-bye, and you'll have to start feeding and fending for yourselves like real men do. Feminists demand a trophy when they're capable of paying their rent. Oh my God, I paid my rent. Yay, look at me, look at me. I'm the man, I'm the breadwinner. Woo! And men are just shaking their heads like, we've been doing this forever. Where's our fucking trophy?
Hail to the king.
Yeah, she's in the next room. I'm not abusing her. She doesn't want to put up with you. She doesn't want to be on camera. She don't like being on camera. Look at all the awful shit that's coming out of your mouth. None of it's valid. None of it's factual. It's all based on your assumptions, and you're very fucking opinionated. right? Called me a pedophile and a woman beater and what else? She's fat. No, she's only 100 pounds. That's fat? No, that's very skinny. You're just a liar. That's all you are. And a manipulator, not a good one either. Terrible. Isn't it amazing, Chuck? Women can't take any accountability for their actions. It was women just like her that thought that they were better father figures than myself, and I didn't have the right to be a father. They operated under those feelings and concerns, violated my constitutionally protected rights, stripped me of my fucking son without my say, stole him out of the hospital because they had a hair across their butt. They had no factual evidence. They had no witnesses, no proof, no evidence, just assumptions, feelings, and concerns. And they used their statuses or their stations to establish that their fucking feelings were more important than my goddamn rights. Isn't that amazing? These narcissists really know how to operate under assumption. They get to assume positions based on their feelings and move without your consent. That's how government operates, ladies and gentlemen. We got your method. Silence is consent. Can't get straight answers from smart people these days. Deviate around the issues, avoid the issues, try to create other distractions and other issues so they don't have to focus on the issue at hand. Keep distracting, keep changing the issues, Majestic Madness. You're the fucking issue. You're the goddamn problem. I feel fucking sorry for your sons. I bet they wear dresses. I bet you're the type of mother that would allow for another woman to walk their fucking sons and treat them like goddamn service animals, right?
It's a goddamn disgrace, man.
It is a disgrace. It's a disgrace when you look at the test scores for fourth graders across the state of Maine. One of the worst math, reading, comprehension, illiteracy. Oh my God, it's running rampant. And it's all women in control of the education too. Angry white liberals, angry white females. They want to date black men. Is that a propaganda thing? A fat woman with a skinny black man, right? Or inverted, it's a white man with a big black mama. In that situation, you know who's wearing the pants, right? If the woman's 300 pounds and the man's 100 pounds, you know who's getting beat on.
I can see it now. 8 kids and SNAP benefits.
Yeah. And 6 welfare checks because I got 6 baby daddies. Because they're the man and the breadwinner. But they really got 6 men supporting them. That's amazing. But they're strong, independent women. If they were strong, independent women, they'd have jobs. If they were strong, independent women, they'd have their own homes. They wouldn't be living off SNAP benefits. All right, Chuck, think about it now.
You're exactly right.
Most of the time when you find strong, independent women, they're mostly attached to strong, independent men. It's amazing. And they have their own jobs and houses and cars and are sustaining themselves. It's wow, wow. Wow, thing.
A strong man that attracts tug-alongs, I call them. Let's have a kid by him and we'll be set. We won't have to work. That sorry bastard take care of us.
Drink that pot coffee.
The natural resources there is phenomenal, man.
Right.
No reason why that shouldn't be a thriving state.
Right. There's too many natural resources up here for this state to be the poorest in the country. I refuse to believe that this is a poor state, has poor management. That's why everyone's broke. Democrats are hell bent on destroying the state of Maine. That's amazing.
Natural livestock, the lumber up there.
And the women are hell bent on destroying the state of Maine as well. Wow. Everything that men create, women tear to the fucking ground. It's goddamn amazing.
Everything that I see, that should be the tourist attraction state.
Right. But instead, leadership chooses to deindustrialize and send our jobs to China so China can profit. It's amazing. We're not capable of reproducing anything.
No fucking wonder there's homelessness and drug addicts.
Deliberate deindustrialization. Deliberate.
Yeah.
And then you cause deliberate poverty by bringing in cheaper labor.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Governor Mills is Somalians first. It's amazing. The Democrats of Augusta put Somalians before their own fucking citizens. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
How's it going?
Oh, it's going.
The woman was giving me trouble this morning. She's still on there?
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
I'd like for everyone to see what I'm seeing and pound on her goddamn door, man.
All right. This has to do with narcissists don't want to be accountability or looking in the mirror. It's easier just to blame me instead of looking at these issues. It's cheaper and it's simpler. The land and the natural resources here are simply mismanaged. Most of the coastline is owned by private families. So you have very limited access to even the ocean. Just like I said, everything is mismanaged. The global elitists do everything in their power to prevent people from having access to natural resources, clean water, the ocean. Pretty good natural resource, right?
Yeah.
Let's prevent them from using the ocean.
Yeah, it should never be privately owned.
That's part of their strategy. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy genocide. That's really what it's about. Ginger genocide. Killing the red man. What here? Make more sense now? Thanksgiving was about ginger genocide. Mass murder. You ever study the Aztecs or Mayan history at all? And you look at the old temples and how they're still all intact. And it's almost like one day they just walked out of there, left the city behind, vacated their own city. What if they got 8? Wouldn't that make more sense? They got rounded up and 8 by a foreign force. Namely, the Spanish conquistadors. You know, Christopher Columbus. So they came over here, they butchered, they maimed, and murdered the natives. They probably ate them. Disturbing, right?
Yes, it is.
True fact. What's left out of school? A lot. But specifically proper etiquette, manners. Don't have any. Most don't. I'm not even saying I'm 100% proper. I have enough etiquette to know that these things are important. Husbandry, the art of being a man. Husbandry is the art of storing and serving, distributing energy. So you're not just storing it, you're directing it. Most Gen Zs and millennials can't read a tape measure. They can't drive 5-speed manual labor. That's why they're allergic to manual labor. Feminists say that manual labor is sexist and racist because it's got the word man in it.
You're exactly right.
Right? It's amazing. These are all just different views of being, you know. Right? Yeah. Public therapy session. Arrow shots.
You wouldn't believe how many people I go through that can't read a goddamn tape measure.
If you want to work for Halliburton, they make you read a tape measure. They test you and your ability to read tape. If you can't read tape, you're not getting hired. Period.
I've sat back and listened to your mathematical skills and shit like that. I told you, you could be a fucking great architecture.
Mm-hmm.
That just went by your blueprints.
I build a lot of them.
Those drawings are on point, man. Yeah. There's no room for error.
None. One fuck up and you have to start over. And it was something that I taught myself. How I do it, I learned myself.
That's what makes it so amazing. Right. Even to me or to anyone.
Didn't learn none of it in school.
Hell no.
No.
They don't teach that shit in there, man.
No. No.
I'm a prime example. They don't teach that shit.
No, they don't even want no. God no, once you know this stuff, right? Oh, I guess Minnesota's in trouble too with Somalians. No wonder why Maine is like Somalia first right now, bro. It's starting to make fucking sense, right?
That's that gay ass fucking governor there, man.
Tampon Tim.
Disgusting ass bitch, man.
Tampon Tim.
Motherfucker has periods.
This is Minnesota right now. Holy shit. Your tax dollars at work, Andrew.
Yeah, them 2 points for me, you, Andrew, and one of us.
Oh, whoa. Holy shit. Right? This is your tax dollars at work, you guys. But now I can start to understand why all of a sudden in Augusta, Andrew, and in Portland, you have Somalians of Maine. They're running and they're coming here from Minnesota. And where the hell are the Somalians coming from? Oh, they're in Minnesota. They're on the run. They're on the run. Because it's about to get messy there.
Need to jail.
What are you up to today? One more of them? Wasn't sick when stuff. Today's bag will give you free stuff. How's that? I'll do the kitchen. You still can charge me. Nice wash. It's soft. Good. It's good. It's soft. Yeah. Nice. Very, very polished. Yeah. Oh, no. $500 watch. Just a small back. That's 2050. Makes sense. Bought this last night. Other one? Yeah. You want this one? Hey, if you want Xbox, go me. You know these games. All right. You got 2 Gears of War? We got four. You got 4 Gears of War? I have all of them, yeah. I bought this stuff out because they're here. This game sells for $100. And this one sells for 40. You can sell that for 150. These two are worth 150. That's my money back. So these two for 150 or so these best with the Spider-Man package. And you know, the system with it. Maybe this one. Maybe sell it for $600 bundle. These two were those before? Yeah. The one I haven't sold yet is that one with the statue. No one wants to pay my price. When you piece it up, it adds up. By itself, so for 150. Wild, right? So that's New York. I mean, that's Minnesota. Minnesota's on a Democratic leadership, just like New York City. Here's New York right now. Wow. What the fuck? That's why they're creating these social workers to go out on the streets and patrol instead of police officers. It's cheaper. It's cheaper. Every Democratic policy is designed to blow up in your face.
Yeah, it's going to be a failure.
Everything. It's not funny to sit here and realize that every department failed in its tasks or duties. Department of Education failed the children. Is that really a conspiracy?
No.
The Environmental Protection Agency didn't protect the environment. Food and Drug Administration didn't protect food, drugs, or medicine.
No.
You start breaking that down, and every department is doing the opposite of what it's assigned to do. They all failed.
Yeah, all it's doing is creating a chaos and destruction, you know.
Yeah. Trump's new war on cannabis is about reigniting Nixon era campaign, Nixon era politics around cannabis. You know, going back to the old ways doesn't resolve anything in these situations. You need to learn from history that prohibition fails in every aspect: drugs, alcohol, firearms, cannabis, prostitution. Telling people they can't do those things doesn't usually work out. Did prohibition of guns work? No. Prohibition of alcohol, did that work? No, didn't work. We're drinking alcohol today, so prohibition didn't work. Prohibition never works. Prohibition of cannabis didn't work out well either.
Yeah, let's just go and lock up people and create higher taxes.
That works.
Yeah.
Let's tax them out of existence. Let's perpetually borrow money and devalue human labor till neither one is worth a fucking thing. How do you solve that one, huh?
Wow.
Amazingly enough, both Democrats and Republicans alike, somehow they both think that manual labor is free and has no value. The only reason why they think that way is because they never ran a shovel for a day. They haven't been on the back end of a hoe.
No.
Those policies is why so many men are in fucking prison too.
Yeah, policies are designed to perpetuate, keep the prisons running at full capacity.
Yep.
We have the most people in prison in the world.
That's a damn shame too, man.
Prisons are for profit.
I look back over the time I've done, man, and I haven't done near as much as them people done in just one day of destruction.
Yep.
I mean, like you said, the education system, the doctors are the real fucking drug dealers. Keep kids medicated, prescribe you this, and it has 10 different side effects. Then you got to come back to get this.
It's that 80-20 split that no one wants to talk about, right? 80% of children are prescribed medication. 20% are not. It's amazing. 80-20 split. I'm pretty sure it has to do with absence of father, but mother doesn't want to talk about it.
Women like her that was just on there.
Yeah, woman just like her. The only thing they can hear is themselves, even though it's my floor.
Yeah. I seen it. She tried to make it all about her. But was saying she cared for the kids. Get the fuck out of here. Go home and choke yourself.
No, the shit's rather wild.
Yeah.
Shit's really coming home to roost now, Bobby. I got these chicken head motherfuckers flying and flapping their wings and their gums and their raging Cajuns. They may as well be Mexican jumping jeans or flipping flopping codfish. Codfish is codfish. We's out here trolling. Some people never realize trolling is commercial fishing. Want to go fishing with me? Want to tow the line, soldier? Want to pull it? Want to tug on my boat? They were in a cabana together. Now we're in a mafia. You know, a Western Union wire used to be considered called a cue ball. Did you get that cable I sent you? You ever feel like a bird on a fucking wire? I do. Daily, I do. Live wire. Gotta ask yourself, how come these professional smart people can't affirm or deny factual information? You have ego issues? Some peanut wants to know. You want to know. You are on a need to know basis, and you need to know, right? See? That 80-20 split's amazing, Chuck. Only 20% of men can procreate, seminate, generate children, incubate them inside a womb, bust a nut, and create a life form. Need a hot a zinc, baby? I got a zinc shot for you. It's called Squirt. Without that zinc shot, that little squirt, there ain't no baby, mama. So you know what you're not? You're not the progenerator of fucking life. You're the incubator of it. Apparently, I need to do your thinking for you. It's amazing. Right? Chemical reaction. Zinc shot. Zzz. Oh, look. Magically life forms. After you fucking seeded it or planted it like a nut. Planters peanuts, fool. Try to bury me? You got fucking planted like a nut. They could call that turning the tables. They assumed a position. And I did too. I assumed the position that smart people can't fucking hear me. They're hard of hearing, mentally impaired, tone deaf, fucking disrespectful motherfuckers that need their throats cut. See, you gotta think like a pirate, Chuck. Because you know what kind of game we're playing? Cutthroat. Speak or die. Yes or no. Funny how I can't get a yes or no out of a narcissistic cunt to bitch and heat.
How's it going?
How you doing, Dick?
Now it's going fucking fantastic. How's your PhD doing you now? Feeling like you're done in, dunced in, caved in, out of balance? You need a chemical testing strip. Isn't it funny when you use logic, you're not a seagull? Right? When you're logical, you don't sound like a seagull. And look at the word logic. What happens when you read it backwards? Isn't that fucking something intelligent right there? Logic backwards is seagull. If you're not logical, you sound like a fucking seagull. I, me, I. Isn't it weird how narcissistic cunts sound like fucking seagulls or bitches in heat, dogs with the ability to bark, make noise? But the noise that comes out of their mouth is opinionated and it's based on emotions and not logic. They think their feelings and concerns are judgments and they have the right to judge and they're not fucking men. You're not a fucking man. You don't have the right to judge a man, woman. The judge is a man, not a woman. Why do these women think they're fucking men? It's amazing.
Chemically fucking imbalanced.
Yeah, too much testosterone in their fucking diet. And you fucking beta males need to lay off the estrogen for once in your life.
Soy milk. No more soy
Grow
milk.
a hair lip, motherfuckers.
When I heard you say that, I was like, God damn, that's right. These fucking women, man, got too much, like they're fucking manly. They think their balls are bigger than ours, man.
I know, and they think men are service animals. It's amazing. Women actually think men are needing a collar and a leash and a dog walker, and they assume the position that they're going to walk you. It's amazing.
There couldn't have been a fucking man in their life, a dad. Something is missing.
Well, they're trying to reconstruct their dad to do what they want their dad to do, they didn't do for them.
Yeah,
but you're just gonna have gay ass, dress wearing fucking, feathering ass men.
Alpha females are a result of lack of daddy.
Just gonna pollute the fucking, children, just fucking parasite. That's a parasite's way. Who in the fuck would want their kids, to have that fucking type of morals and ethics,
Their
man?
balls are on their chest. Their TTs are their ball sack.
Well, that's that whole fucking Barbie thing, I mean, the Barbie alpha female. I didn't see that movie, but I can pretty much tell how that was gonna go. Ken's riding.
What I'm seeing, men from your era, Matt's and his grandpa and them, these men are getting more feminine, man. Feminine is being accepted now. It's okay to, wear braids in a dress and, suck on a dick on a weekend or something and then be a man on Monday.
Piggy tails. Put your piggy tails in.
That's fucked up, man.
Bunch of pussies. Then they wonder why they don't fucking have anything and they lost all their liberties is because they're a bunch of fucking pussies and couldn't say no.
I know our dads would have beat us to death.
Yeah. It's a lot of, it's just countrywide, it's just 196 countries of queers and steers.
Queers and steers that need to be steered.
Yeah. Castrated in ball games.
Hey, if you're castrated steers, then I'm here to steer. You're steerable. You're predictable, and you're programmable. I'm here
That's the whole thing with it. Programming is everything, and nobody really understands how fucking this program works, man. It's nutty,
isn't it?
I hope this is comprehensible. Believable, viable, valuable, drinkable, even consumable. You want to buy this book?
Yeah, we lived for a couple 100 years and no problem. And now if we didn't get poisoned daily.
Hey, look, mommy, it's the running of the bull. I'm the running man. Is this believable, viable, valuable, sellable? Did I sell you more? No. Am I the gullible one? Nope. Definitely not the predictable one or the programmable one.
Yeah. What's the weather like there in Maine today? Is it chilly?
It's foggy, over cloudy, and about 40 outside.
Yeah, I'd say, I don't know. We're supposed to get a bunch of fucking snow tomorrow. Foot up north.
No, we don't want any of that over here yet.
I know. I'm trying to get moved out of my space. I'm taking a break and warming up.
So I've been exposing failed democratic policies in Minnesota and New York City, and as a concerned citizen of Maine, and that's what I am, right? Can't be anything other than that. A citizen of what, though? The New Rome?
What happened in Minnesota, man? I mean, why is that such a liberal fucking dick smoking state?
Well, because of Tampon Tim.
Tim Walz?
He promotes that fucking feminine shit, man.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. It's kind of funny.
Did you see his Halloween costume? He went out in public as a fucking tampon. Holy shit.
I go up there and wear a dress, I'd probably get a job.
Yeah, those guys are psychopaths, man. They have no fucking idea really what they're.
I'm like, where's all the heterosexual females? You're going to put up with this behavior? I mean, this is how you raise your sons to be? Like tampon.
Yeah, it's like they fucking. It's all cute for them to have a little fucking gay boyfriend for a while, you know.
Right?
And
They love their fucking gay man friend, right? Their shopping buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, they think, I only suck dick on the weekend, so I ain't gay.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking festered up monkeypox ass.
And I'm really disturbed there, neighbor. Concerned citizen Dick King and Chuck King. What about Governor Newsom and Janet Mills? It's amazing. They all want these beta males and fair men in women's sports, and the heterosexual females are dazed, confused, thinking I'm sexist and racist. I'm like, oh no. Silence makes you a sexist, racist bigot and a fucking hypocrite. Put the license on your mouthpiece, too. It's amazing what silence would do to you.
No, I look at macaroon, you got these French fries out there, and they got to look at that guy every day, and they're like, he's sucking dick every day, getting beat up by a fucking little tranny. My little tranny controller punched me getting off the plane. 40 years older than me. Look at this fucking thing. Doesn't even eat.
And my mother threw her children in a fucking trash can. That's what doesn't register well with mothers and females. It's fucking amazing, right, Dick? My mother literally threw her fucking children in the goddamn trash, chose sex, drugs, and rock and roll over her fucking children. They're gonna tell me my reality is a fucking conspiracy. That's goddamn amazing. No, motherfucker. It's my nodal point versus yours. Perception versus perception. Power of suggestion, speech patterns, word spells, nomenclature, vocation. Fucking smoke them. Cut their throats. Stalled them out. Now they're stagnating asses with nothing to say for themselves. Call your mama. She should have taught you better.
Yeah. Bunch of soft men.
Hard
driving
times creates hard men. Hard men create good times. Good times generates soft men, and soft men create hard times. It's fucking amazing cycle. We just do it over and over and over.
Yeah. Just let them get out there too far, then they need smacked, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. They need fucking smacked around a little bit.
Boom!
Like Matt said, it's the attack. They're trying to breed us out of our existence, man, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're trying to. I mean, they're putting it in your food and your water, and you know they're putting chemicals in the water to do things to a certain individual. It ain't right, you know. And we're supposed
in
to
every
sit back
aspect.
and say nothing about it. Then you know what I mean. And we're the wrong for calling out our abusers, and they call that anti-Semitism. Isn't that kind of funny?
Call it hate speech.
Yeah, everyone should do the chaos that Matt's doing. Everyone should be screaming that shit.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of why we're all joining together and doing it. You know, I mean, it doesn't do you any good not to say anything. They just continue to do it.
No,
Even when you're
divisive. Everything's divisive. North versus south. East versus west. Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, west, south. Ooh, there's the news. Who's the fucking newsman? Who's the hangman in tarot? Fucking fool.
Yeah, you look at
the game, the 40s at that certain age, you're a fucking fool when you left home. But when you come back, you're the hangman. You're the judge, you're the jury, and the executioner. You're all rolled into one. You evolve. You're the wild card.
Generator, operator, destroyer.
Find out your generator, operator, destroyer. Find out you're your own God. Find out that you're the creator of your reality because of vocabulary. You attract and manifest your reality based on speech patterns, word spells, nomenclature, vocation.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. They can sit here and do it all day long and act and cast spells, but when you start figuring everything out and doing it in reverse, then it's a problem.
Yeah. Oh, it's a problem. Yeah, because their spells to backfire in their fucking face. Scientifically speaking, it caused an implosion of force to occur, not an explosion, because silently they don't have fucking anything to say. They got busted from the inside like a fucking nut. You break it from the inside.
Well, it's like they act like they're telling us what they're doing, and they act, well, that's not what we're doing, but we got to tell you what we're doing, but we're not doing it.
I'm not
we're killing you anyway.
Right now.
It's like, fuck you, motherfuckers.
I live in a state of denial over everything. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, if people aren't out there looking for Bill Gates and Anthony Fauci and any of these dancing fucking doctors and nurses and grabbing them by the fucking pussy and the nuts and fucking telling them who the fuck they really are and they're junk, they're the junk DNA. They're just junked their DNA out by trusting the science, you know? Fuck them motherfuckers. That's all I got to say. Fuck the AI. Fuck AI. Natural intelligence prevails.
Right here. right now, every day.
I agree.
They never have a real response for anything that comes out of my mouth today. It's always, I'll get back to you tomorrow. How do you come back from Tomorrowland? Hasn't happened yet.
Let's talk about this. You need some medication. We need to reprogram you. You're not going along with the global reset. Why are you defying the reset?
I was a real problem when I said that doctors are licensed drug dealers and they see chemical addiction in children. Chemical dependency starts at home. Ask your mommy. Children, watch your parents. Nobody got anything to say to me. How come? Weird, right? 25 years in sales and marketing, Dick. Look what I did.
Oh, I know it. I mean,
professionals and union choose to keep their mouth shut, and silence is an admission of guilt. Silence makes you guilty. Silence subjugates you. Silence makes you my sex slave, suffering from Stockholm syndrome. Silent hookers and silent hoes, suffering from corporate horrorism or prostitution. It's the noblest profession. Where did all that come from? Right? Where did that all come from? God or the devil? Your decision. You decide. Is my Kool-Aid drinkable? That was a question mark. I started walking around with the realization that my truth is so blunt it's fucking smokable. It's not likable either. It's amazing. Statistically, I should have been dead already. Died in a foreign war. OD'd over drugs or locked up in prison. I mean, wow.
I can't believe you made it this far with what you say. That's kind of amazing.
It's all mental, Chuck. I was transient until I was like 25. That means I didn't even have an address. Technically, that's criminal. Oh, so being poor is criminal. But who created the policy? Who creates the poverty? Policies, procedures, and protocols supported by both parties. Oh, that's Juxtastand is fucking racist. Who chooses silence in this situation? Both fucking parties do. Right? Both fucking parties. Why? Because neither party wants to be the fucking responsible party. That's why. Bam!
They just want to be on the killing end of the stick. You know, they want to act like they're Kabbalists and the occultists, and they act like, well, our friends are Goyim, but we can't tell them what we're really doing. You know, we're going to just act like nothing's going on with these vaccines and Pfizer and everything else going on. And you got Bill Gates in here telling us he's going to depopulate us and jab our children, and they keep, you know, putting Israel first. You know, they're a second-tier welfare agent to the American government agency. It's just the fucking banks and the corporations. Let's start focusing on them motherfuckers and shutting their doors. Actually, we should take them over and just start producing quality food in them again. You know, all the infrastructure's here in these communities. Why do we have to run away?
We have to infiltrate. Infiltration is key, right?
Yeah.
We have to take these. Oh, we have to take all these systems over. Why build new systems? Why build new infrastructure and start over? That's ridiculous. No, you just need to fire everybody. They're all public. You work for the public. I'm the public. Oh, you work for me. I don't work for you. I'm not under contract law. Lawfully or legally and sitting silent. How does that say about the good people?
2026, we're listening to guys that Donald Trump sucking cock, Millie sucking cock,
Puff Daddy sucking cock, Puff Daddy,
Diddy, Ghislaine Maxwell, bunch.
It's amazing how all these alpha females think these faggot ass motherfuckers are sexy. It's amazing. They take it in the butt. They're sodom, ass clowns, butt fuckers. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's what's promoted and being accepted.
Why do you promote and accept sodomy of little boys? That's amazing.
I know. What the fuck?
That's all they're setting them up for. To get butt fucked.
Are they really gonna get butt fucked?
It's supposed to go tomorrow.
Get butt fucked.
I'm not ready for it. Are you going up there?
Yeah, I'm supposed to go tomorrow.
Why do women want to see a society of failed men in women's sports? That's fucking amazing. I don't want my daughters playing fucking basketball with your failed.
Yeah. Till we wobble.
Yeah, they'll defend that shit, you know. Why would they defend that, you know? Then in the meantime, they're getting frickin' harassed in a bathroom. They don't know which bathroom to go in. They got a guy in their bathroom.
And no one comprehends why a lot of parents that are moral today decided to start educating their children from home. Spend 5 minutes on the issue, right? It won't take you much. 5 minutes, maybe 10.
Yeah.
Google homeschooling before and after COVID, right? You'll notice that a large spike of children decided, you know, the parents decided, I'm going to educate my children my fucking self. Let's try to get a rough number. I think it's around 60 million. Now, that's a lot of homeschooled children. So that's about what? A fifth of the population?
I know it's I heard a study that 11% of Iowans are homeschool their children.
11%
you know, that's
of Iowa. Okay, so 11%. How much? What's the population of Iowa?
I don't know, maybe a little over. I don't know, it's 1.5 million or something. You know, just say it's 1 million.
So Just do 10% then. So you're talking about 100,000 children in your state that are homeschooled.
Yep.
Wow. So this is actually quite an issue. That's a lot of children that are homeschooling.
It's a lot of children.
And they'll do what when they grow up? Send their children to school? No.
Do the same.
They'll do the same thing because of their environment. They were educated by their parents, and so they'll do what? Educate their own children themselves, which really exposes the public education system, doesn't it?
Can I speak for a second? Down here, they got a thing. Down here, they've had a thing for the past 20 years called ECOT, and it gives incentives to mothers to keep their kids at home schooled, and they get money for that. But the mothers are letting the kids be at home and aren't teaching them nothing.
Right.
That's what goes on down here for the past 20 years at least.
And I'm sitting here looking at how my father homeschooled, and I myself was a byproduct of alternative education. I couldn't sit still, so they sent me to alternative school. And I'm recognizing that the reason why the education system's failing is because children are not in control of their own education. It's so simple.
You're exactly right, man.
That's why they don't want to learn anything. They're not in control of it.
The men are growing up now, can't read a fucking tape measure, can't push a shovel, can't use a pneumatic tool.
And then you look at the children that are raised by my educational standard over here over the last 25 years. They're like those fucking primitive people. They can walk off into the middle of nowhere and build an empire. You think I worry about them? Fuck no. I don't worry about them. Why? Because I stalled in them fucking the ability to survive.
Yeah. That's just amazing. I mean, just look at all. I mean, yeah, we're human beings, but just look at all the other creatures that live around here in this world that's being affected by these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Every critter alive is being poisoned by this shit and got transmutated by these motherfuckers putting nanoparticulates on them. You know, didn't have any choice in the matter.
You're absolutely.
They just got it done.
My friend State says a lot are finally talking about this because of schools' new laws that allows teachers to hit students if they become unruly in the classroom. This is corporal punishment. That's right. They're bringing back corporal punishment. All of a sudden, teachers in the union can spank children. But because of domestic violence laws and social service laws, parents can't spank their children as child abuse. What a contradiction. This is what I mean by policies are always fucking you in the asshole. Look at the example right here. How is it not child abuse if a teacher's beating a child in front of other children in the classroom, corporal punishment? How's that not child abuse? And I've been saying that for a couple of years. Warned you about it. The teachers in the union can spank your children. You do it, you go to prison. Explain that one to me.
Yeah, but you raise your, you have your children, and then you get them in the public school system, and they're gonna go behind your back and start fucking gender reassigning your children without even you knowing it. Then if you say something about it, you're the fucking you're the asshole.
Right. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that happen. Right. You just get pulled into the guidance counselor's office and get convinced that they're the other sex behind the parents' back. They didn't have a conversation with parents present. They went to the children privately and told them that they were other gender, or sold them the idea of it, and they did this without the parents' consent, and convinced the children to change their genders. Isn't that amazing? I mean, I've heard stories of this hundreds of times.
Yeah, parents got to go to counseling and just
So
start
while you're
medicating
working
them because
a
they
9 to 5 job to pay your bills and your rent and your utilities and whatever your cost of living is, you're working to do those things. You think your children are getting quality education for free in the public education system. Ultimately, what they're doing is trying to convince your children they're the other gender. Look what happens when they come home from university. Their hair's blue, green, pink, purple. And what are they ultimately? Confused about their gender?
school vaccinates them without their consent, augments them, takes their they take their crown away from them. They take their crown away from every child that they're vaccinating because they can't get up to the higher frequencies and understand what's been happening to them. And when they're when it's kind of a shame when somebody can't reach the height of understanding what 432 hertz represents. That's a problem. I mean, they should be teaching that shit in kindergarten. And
You see, this is
what is
what
it
I
up
mean
to?
by majestic madness. Majestic madness can't deal with reality, wants to make it about her. This is about the collective. It's not about fucking you. What part of that do you have a hard time with? What's your reactions to this, gentlemen, so avoid it. LOL means Lucifer out loud, and you're a Christian and you give praise to Lucifer. You're a contradictory fucking piece of work. That's what you are. Let's go. She don't want to speak to you. Don't you get it? She don't want to listen to you. She don't fucking like you. She don't fucking respect you. I don't like you. I don't respect you. You don't listen. I don't want to listen to you. You don't want to listen to me. Feelings mutual. I understand how to deal with this shit, Dick. Look. This ain't about women right now. If you haven't figured it out yet, you stupid fucking whore. This is about the mutilation of little boys. Not about you. So explain to me how the fuck the mutilation of little fucking boys is about you and your mouth. I'm gonna end this fucking fool right now. End you. It ain't about women, fucking woman. It's about little boys being raped. You hard of hearing? It's about little boys being fucking converted into trans men, right? Chicks with dicks, right? And they're turned to them at birth by the mothers that fucking loved them. Hey, let's make this about you, right, woman? No, it's about the mutilation of little boys. So let's get it right. How come you don't want to discuss the mutilation and rape of little boys? How the fuck did the mutilation and rape of little boys become about you? No, you control yourself. You fucking breathe. Answer my goddamn questions. Quit avoiding them. Oh, you agree with me, but you're in my fucking way. Why are you standing as a goddamn robot in my fucking way? How the fuck do you make my goddamn floor about you when this discussion is about the mutilation and rape of little boys? Doesn't have anything to do with women. Or maybe we can make it about the failed mothers that failed their fucking sons. Right, woman? Get the fuck out of my way! That's all you are is a roadblock. That's how you deal with them, gentlemen. Now watch.
Cockleburr.
Yep. I used to get them all on you.
Yeah, I pick them up when I'm riding in the ditch. But I got to get a bike back so I can get out there. I found they got those GoPros at Best Buy for a couple $100. So I got to get a good mount. They got handlebar mounts or helmet mounts, you know. I just got to figure out how I want to carry it.
Later, State. Have a good day, man. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just amazing these fucking people that just want to change the roles of what's already put in place. You know, this is God's creation, and you're gonna just start using chemicals, and then you're just caught in the bullshit system the rest of your life. You can't ever get off that crap.
I made it so simple yesterday. Remember the way I thought I made it really simple. I said, due to propaganda, misinformation, disinformation, because of public indoctrination, you tend to favor artificial over natural. They got you fucking favoring fake food, sweeteners, artificial shit, fake news, fake, fake, fake.
Fake fucking women, fake men.
Yeah, these women need to get back with fucking reality, man.
They favor the
Oh, man.
artificial over
Yeah.
the natural. It's amazing. That's due to indoctrination.
You know, I definitely see a lot more.
Nature's laws, which are actually God's laws, they're violating them. Let's not talk about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what do you mean by that? I said, well, one day I asked myself a question. I said, what's God's nature? It's one of the most profound questions I ever asked myself. And the answer came back nature. God's nature is nature, and we tend to violate nature's laws. We distort nature's laws. We're not going with them, we're going against them. We're favoring the artificial over nature, natural nature.
I know. Have you seen some of them squirrels and shit running around with all these fucking growths and cancer on them? And you know, people are like, "Oh, what's wrong with these squirrels?" Well, they're fucking probably got barium, strontium, aluminum. All their shit is getting poisoned too, and then they got growths on them, and deer do too. And all these people say these deer have blue tongue. Well, I think they have Alzheimer's. You know what I mean? Then they just lose their shit, and if they're not on their game, they don't survive. You know, they just die. We're not on our game. We don't survive. We die.
I like to make a joke about this. When you're a naturalist, you're a cerebral assassin with a hit list. Kind of like Santa Claus. He's got a shit list and a hit list. They all got lists, you know? They all got lists. They're checking them. Naturalist is the alchemist. The alchemist, naturalist, lyricist. I'm speaking without a list. No stutter. I had a stroke. I stopped stuttering. As a child, I used to stutter, stutter, stutter. I don't stutter anymore. It's wild. The governor's gone. There's no governor. There's no reducer. There's no capacitor. Somehow I blew my own top off.
Well, it's just you're just lined up with your speech with your brain. Your brain's going too fast, and you're just trying to get it going, all coming out at the same time. You know, I do understand why people do stutter. I get that. You know what I mean? And that guy from that bookstore up there in Canada, he stutters a lot. You know what I mean? And he just fucking bashes on people and this and that. But nobody gives him any shit about it, which is good, you know. But he gives a lot of shit.
I had a bad one. I had a bad stutter before my stroke.
Yeah. But I suppose you learn to have fun with it because it is what it is.
Well, now it's different because it's flow. I'm just talking. I there's no scripture. You don't see me reaching for AI.
Yeah.
I like playing games with AI, and I cause it to die. I fry it out. Done it several times.
Now that trans woman at the Vatican said, that the Pope said, make sure you do your homework and don't let AI do your homework.
And that wild.
Why would you? I mean, I mean, why would you want somebody to do your own shit? You know, why would you want to give up half your water and half your energy for somebody that's going to just moosh off you all the time?
Right.
Never going to give you any, never. I mean, they think AI is this great thing that's just going to give everybody everything.
No, it's not. It's coming with a cost that people don't understand. Consuming the waterways. What about tearing up the ground to build these centers? How much natural resources is going to be consumed to build these monstrosities?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
AI doesn't have its governance. No governance means doesn't have any, you know, it just can do whatever it wants to do.
Right. No governance.
And if you stand in its way, who's going to rule? AI has more stock in this world than we do at this point.
Right.
Because it's traded your bonds in for, it's traded everybody's bond in for crypto.
Right.
And now the harvest is really on.
Yep. So how do you stop it?
How do you stop it? You know, I listen to everybody saying, get gold, get silver, get crypto, get this. How about we just fucking don't use any plastic and just use cash and never stop using it? You know, when these banks fail, they fail, but I don't go anywhere that I can't navigate around without any AI stuff. You know what I mean?
I don't buy nothing off plastic. I use cash.
You know what I mean? I mean, like when I go get my fuel, I walk my ass in there and prepay for it. And if I overpay and I can't get it all squeezed in the tank, I got to go get my change.
I wish you could see me. I'm the same way, man.
You know what I mean? But that's how it should be, you know, and all
I've been
these
gassing up my trucks the same way my dad did and his dad did. You know,
yeah.
I get out and gas them up, pay for it, walk in, all that.
Yeah, pay for it, but you know, don't use that card at the end of the month, and all, you know, that's all that's doing is quantifying what you're doing in artificial intelligence and governance and city governance, and all these 20-30 minute cities is all tied into the quantified computers. And as they add these server farms in town, all they're doing is just quantifying what you're doing even more and telling you, oh, by the way, there's a fee because we quantified all your activity, and that comes to the now, you know, say you pay $150 every 2 months for your water and your sewer and your garbage or whatever residentially. Well, now that's going to be $225. You don't have any choice in the matter. You know what I mean? Because we need the electricity, we need the water for AI, and it's just how we do things. Well, man, you think we need the milkman again? You know what I mean? We need the guy bringing the glass bottles around and move. You know, we need some. Yeah. What's wrong with having?
It's about the culture. It's about
People fucking milking the cows and doing that shit. You know, I don't care if the dairy farms are automated, but fuck, man, what's wrong with having a? You see the guy delivering Cheetos and fucking restacking that rack around all day long. Why can't he deliver glass milk bottles and pick up some glass busted ones?
We're living in a world of this where it's everything's throwaway. You know, it's cheaper to replace than to repair.
Yep.
And that's really the problem. The cost of goods now is so cheap that it's more cost effective to throw it in the trash than try to repair it.
Yeah.
Yep, it is.
And what do we need? What do we need, fellas? We need tools to farm with and garden with. You know, you think back a lot of that old Tartarian mechanical things. They had so much time on their hands. They just created some cool shit. They just built and displayed and talked.
They built whatever they wanted. That was the point of it.
Yes.
And now it's box stores, it's trailer parks, apartment complexes. You know, it's all squares, it's all boxes, it's all rectangles.
Mm-hmm.
But in that time frame, look at the buildings. It's all domes, cathodes, nano buildings, and resonators. The buildings were actually that. They were capacitors for ether energy.
I think just the old. I mean, a lot of that old foundry work is amazing. I used to restore these stoves up there, and they're in Dowajak, Michigan, and that's the iron range up there, and that's the where Chuck's at. The lakes up there, and they used to have 5,000 employees up there in Dowajak, Michigan, making these barrel stoves in the turn of the century. They had salesmen. Matt, you would have been the best salesman. They had all this beautiful literature, and it was all Native American too, but they had everything was colorful and beautiful and native or all about nature. And the calendars, from 1918 and 1924, you'd get a calendar, but it'd just be like this beautiful setting and this Indian and geese flying. But they had 5,000 employees up there making wood stoves, and nothing better than sitting around a cast iron wood stove. And that thing's on the verge of glowing cherry red, and you're warm. A lot of those parlors, the parlors, they had to call them parlor stoves.
Fucking wild shit happening up here, gentlemen. Wild fucking shit.
You don't even hardly see that shit anymore.
Yeah, but you guys burn wood? Don't you like to burn wood?
When I was a kid, we burned wood, and I grew up on coal stoves.
They actually made a law here, Dick. They made it like an insurance issue. Having a wood stove is a fire hazard.
See, you can't burn wood, and you got to use natural gas or electricity.
That was the push, unless you're like way out in the middle of nowhere and way off the grid.
Yeah, See, they're doing that. They're doing that on purpose, man. Making it really better,
See that right there?
Well, they burn. Yeah, they burn peat bogs up there in Ireland. Peat. That's like it comes out like clay mud, Then they dry it, but then it's combustible.
Government
you should see the shit.
Sorry.
You should see that shit that they unearthed out of those peat bogs. They find a lot of ginger men and women. A lot of our ancestors, and they have just braids in their hair. They were out there in those bogs.
Governor Mills thinks that Governor Mills is a superhero.
What the fuck?
Look, she looks like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, looks like Michael Myers.
Looks like fucking Hillary up there on the right. Did she swear at him then?
Yeah.
He must have told him to fuck off, huh?
Hilarious.
Hmm. What the fuck's the problem with it anyway, you know? I mean, she's just a why doesn't some man go up there and slam her on stage then and say, "Oh, I want to wrestle with you. I identified as a wrestler." You know, I'm identifying as a fucking wrestler, Mrs. Maine. I'm gonna slam you. I think it's Hillary trying to find another way in. It's Hillary. Looks just like her.
Ah. Wait a minute. Yeah, read that. Oh, she can't be governor again. My God, she can't be governor again. Bad. Girl!
She needs it for a cocksucker. She said, what she said to do.
So you say?
Crazy.
Place is a mess. A mess, I tell you. A mess.